I was like looking for where are they serving the fermented herring, and now I start to feel the smell. The saddest part with van life is when you get sick. You have like small wood places like this. And the story of Sweden's red houses started here in Falu copper mine. What do you think of when I say Sweden? Maybe it's the Vikings? Maybe it's ABBA? Maybe it's IKEA? Maybe it's the red houses? Or maybe it is the polar bears on the streets? Just to clarify, we do not have polar bears on the streets, okay? That is Svalbard. Sweden, a country in the north of Europe, home to 10.5 million people. A country that has been at peace for 200 years. A country with the most islands in the world. 221,800 islands to be exact. My birthplace and home for 31 years. Welcome to Sweden. And good morning. I am in Sweden. Right now I am actually in my father's farm. It's just like an hour west of Stockholm in a town called Västerås. And I've been traveling around in Sweden with my van for the first time. I've been traveling around Sweden before, but with my van for the first time this summer. And I have reflected about how it is to do van life here in Sweden. And I have to admit, it is kind of difficult. So why do I feel it have been kind of difficult to do van life here in Sweden? Well, a few reasons of that. First of all, it's kind of hard to find good spots along the coast because they have put out so many restrictions and so many forbidden signs that you can't park overnight. So that's a big bummer. And also it's a challenge when I want to do my laundry. Here in Sweden, everyone have their washing machines at home. So there is no self-service stations where you can go and do your own laundry at a station. So you need to know someone here in Sweden and come to their home to do your laundry. So what I did to solve this issue was to contact friends, because I know a lot of people, of course, here. And also I've been writing in Facebook groups, asking for help, but also on couch surfing. Despite the challenges I've been facing during the summer with the lack of good parkings for my van, but also the laundry situations, I absolutely do not regret, of course, coming to Sweden this summer. Sweden is stunning during summertime, and I really enjoy our nature and being here during the summer. If you visit Sweden during summertime, you will see us living life to its fullest. Now we come to Blue. One of the biggest and most popular activities to do during summertime is to go out with the boats. In beautiful Smögen on the west coast of Sweden, people thrive during summertime. Here people are strolling around on the cute streets, eating shrimps, other seafood. Sweden's most visited jetty is located in Smögen on the west coast. It's a 2-hour drive north of Gothenburg in the stunning archipelago. It is well worth a visit. The saddest part with van life is when you get sick. Oh my god, I've been in my car the whole day and
The only time I went out was to go out with Tindra, and then I got annoyed going out with her, so I just let her loose and was running around. But yeah, I don't feel good, and I just laid in bed all day. And then it's very sad to be alone and not being able to do anything. I would need to eat something, but I don't have the power to do anything. And I just shake. It's so cold. But yeah, and it's also like a kind of claustrophobic to be inside the car when you don't feel well. I would just sleep, but I mean, I would prefer to have a bigger space, being able to go to the toilet and yeah, living a normal life when you're sick. But yeah, so that is one sad part of being in van life, is when you are sick. Okay, now I need to sleep. Good night.
Something truly symbolic of Sweden is our red houses. And the story of Sweden's red houses started here in Falu copper mine. Having a red painted house became one of Sweden's most iconic status symbols. And the reason behind that status symbol was because of the king, who ordered to paint all his roofs in red, because he had seen the red expensive copper roofs out in Europe. And the red paint became, after this, a symbol of freedom and for the whole nation. We relate being Swedish to our red houses as much as we do to our flag. The original red color on our houses in Sweden are produced here by Falu Rödfärg, and the company is still producing the paint.
Something I really love with Sweden is that you can go to a lot of like natural parks and stuff, and you can find these like places where you can take up a fire and you can, you know, grill your food. And I haven't seen that out in Europe. So I really love that. In connection to that, you can also find wood. You have like small wood places like this, and the government actually provides you with wood for your cooking and your grilling. I find that quite fascinating because I haven't seen that in other places.
What do I believe? What makes me feel it to write you this song? 2 hours a day, 5 months and a year. Oh, I loved you too long. You keep blowing me out, I keep holding you in. I keep asking myself, oh, why
Driving around Europe, I had completely forgotten about the e-tractor vehicles on the roads in Sweden. Entering Sweden, I quickly became aware of them as I ended up in traffic jams caused by these slow-moving cars.
EPA tractors was a kind of way to solve the farming issue in Sweden during Second World War. You transformed old cars and trucks into tractors instead. Well, the difference between the old EPA tractor and the A-tractor, that is the modern version of the tractor, is that the wheelbase are shortened, the rear axle is firmly fastened to the framework, and you just allowed to go 30 kilometers an hour. The old EPA tractors could go quicker. That's why it became a problem with the more modern cars. These ones during the war was driven on, you just started on petrol, and then you took kind of diesel-y things that you lamp fuel or something. The engine can work on that, but the modern cars can't, because it was a shortage of petrol and diesel in Sweden during the war, so that's why it's cheaper oil to burn.
And now I'm on my way to meet some of those young people that are actually driving those kind of tractors. Today, many parents convert regular cars into e-tractors for their teenagers.
Det bästa med EPA-traktor, det är väl att man får träffa kompisar, vara ute och åka på kvällarna, kunna ta sig fram och tillbaka till skolan, arbeten eller träningar.
Det bästa med EPA är att man kan ta sig vart man vill. Även om det bara går i 30 så är det väldigt skönt. Och ja, är det man får så tar jag det gärna.
Det bästa med EPA är att man kan umgås på ett så bra sätt liksom med kompisar och grejer. Ja, det är ett jättebra sätt att umgås på.
I think one of the craziest kind of cultural traditions we have in Sweden is to eat fermented herring, also named as surströmming in Swedish. And that is, yeah, I'm Swedish and I've never tried it because I know the smell is hilarious and it's so disgusting. So today I'm gonna try it out for the first time. So we will see how that will go. I was like looking for where are they serving the fermented herring, and now I start to feel the smell. It smells so bad. We found them, and I'm here with Kristina. Jag vill ha massa sås. Fermented herring, or surströmming, is a centuries-old Swedish tradition that dates back to the 16th century, when salt was rare and expensive. To preserve fish, Swedes began fermenting herring. This unique dish is now celebrated annually in August, with people gathering to enjoy this strong aroma and taste. Okay, let's do this. So, how you are supposed to eat the fish, the fermented herring, is that you eat it with bread, and you eat it with potato and red onion, and also I don't know what to call this, Turkish yogurt, yeah. And the fish now, I first need to remove the bones, and then I can put it together in my bread. So that is what I'm gonna do now. Okay, now I'm gonna roll this. Okay, so now we have a little roll with my fish. This is my first time, you know, be nice now. I'm gonna eat the fermented fish. Okay, it smells very bad. Not so bad when you finally eat it. Very salty. It's just salty. It's just salt. I have a pleasant surprise. It was a pleasant surprise, I have to say. You need to just close off your nose, and then it's okay.
Birka is also the biggest Viking Age burial ground in the whole world. So we have more than 4,000 Viking graves here.
I am celebrating Midsummer and I'm right now in Dalarna and in Leksand, and here is a very traditional midsummer celebration. It's a beautiful, like, wow. So
we use what we have around us, and our cooking is not science cooking. We do what they done like 200 years ago, but we do it with new techniques and in our way to like think how the nature tastes around us.